The storm scene in Parasite is easily the best scene in the entire movie. Let me tell you why. Disclaimer, I'm editing the video right now and I realize that there are some artifacts and movie clips that I can't remove. Also, I won't be talking about every choice that Joon-ho makes, or else the video would be too long. And finally, I cannot pronounce the names of the characters, so I'll be referring to them as dad, brother, sister, the housekeeper, and the housekeeper's husband. This scene may have amazing camera work, good color correction, and even great sound design, yet that's not the purpose of the scene. The purpose is to use these elements to build tension, develop the characters, and further the plot. Firstly, the camera is perfect. Where it's focused and how it's positioned was carefully thought out by Joon-ho and his crew. The camera answers the questions that linger in the audience's mind. For example, when the family first goes down the long stairs, the audience wonders, what happened to the house? The camera quickly answers this question with a pan shot to the brother, then to his feet. The water running down his feet foreshadows the house's situation. Without explicitly saying anything, audience already knows what happened to the house, and the tension builds until the destruction is truly seen. As the family approaches the house, the camera is handheld. The slight shaky and raw feel of the camera quickly increases that tension and puts the audience into the family's shoes. The scene's feeling of dread and anxiety are amplified because of the handheld camera. Without it, the audience is no longer integrated into the scene. They just become a third party witnessing the characters confronting a problem. The grounded camera makes the problem feel real and the consequences drastic. As the dad enters the house, the wide shot is abruptly cut to a medium. The shot choice makes the audience feel claustrophobic as the walls seem closer and the characters take up much of the space. Inside the house, the camera is always placed at water level, initially starting low, but slowly rising up, expressing the little amount of time they have in the house. The ingenuity of the camera appears in this scene as well. In this shot here, the brother just found the landscape and can't take his eyes off of it. Though the dad is calling him, he's not responding. This is a wide shot and the camera is unmoving, unlike the rest of the scene. These choices isolate the brother from his environment. They show the emotional distance of these characters. The brother wants to live in his fantasy of the landscape, the fake lives that he made for his family, but he can't stay there for long. The flickering light symbolizes the upcoming failure of his fantasy. The color of a scene expresses the emotions and themes even more than the actors. Though the color palette is limited, the scene uses color to its fullest extent. Using only browns and blues, the scene depicts the emotional and physical state of the family. Notable examples of this being used are the sister on the toilet shot and the landscape shot. In the scene with the sister, there's only one prominent color, brown. This depicts the filth and the waste from the toilet. Not only does it exaggerate the sewage water, but also dirties the sister who's covered by it. The audience seeing the exaggerated colors feel the disgust even more than what is shown, and cringe at the filthy sight of the characters. In this shot, there are no distinct colors. As there's only one source of light, it seems as if the characters are only being lit by the natural lighting, making the shot feel more real. The lack of any other color amplifies the raw feel of the scene, and makes the emotional weight feel serious. The audience already realizes the sadness and yearning feelings of the brother by seeing the color itself. Sound enhances the experience of the audience more than anything in the film. A movie could have excellent dialogue, cinematography, and color, yet without sound design, the movie would feel empty. There are three parts to sound design: ambient sound, sound effects, and music. The thing that sucks the audience into the scene is the ambient sound and other sound effects. From the long stairs all the way down to the house, the rain sounds are overwhelming. The actors sound like they need to yell to get past that sound. Even inside the house, the audience is able to hear people yelling for help. This increases the dread and anxiety of the shot. Other feelings are also brought through the sound effects, such as the feeling of disgust, which is amplified by the toilet sounds that depict the amount of liquid that is coming out of it. The music starts out very lightly, establishing the slow feel and agony of the scene. Towards the end, the music is the only thing that is playing, while the dad looks around helplessly to see if he has left anything behind. Even detailing the character moments, such as the landscape, the music starts to fade and echo while the brother picks it up. These subtle touches to the music help push the audience into the movie without even them knowing. As the scene is placed right before the climax, it needs to establish the final motivation of characters, which pay off later. Firstly, the motivation for the housekeeper's husband is established right away. His wife blames the family for her fatal wounds and constantly reminds her husband while she is dying. Thus, he now has a motivation to kill the family. Next, the brother. The brother is attached to the landscape and doesn't want to let it go. His belief that the landscape will bring them wealth and joy keeps him attached to it. Ironically, the landscape is the very thing the housekeeper's husband uses to beat him up. Finally, the dad's motivations are also laid out in this scene. Because of the storm, everything that he has earned has been destroyed. He has nothing to lose and no longer is inhibited by his social position. These developments in the story help the audience understand why he does what he does at the end of the film. These three key character motivations and flaws are defined in this scene, which help the movie progress. In conclusion, this scene is one of the best scenes in the entire movie because it uses all of these elements to their fullest extent to progress the film and develop the characters in a fluid way. Thank you for watching and see you next time.